and welcome to your 15-minute floor class. So this class is perfect for those days where you're maybe a little bit lower energy, but you still want to move your body and feel good and you don't have a lot of time. So all you need is 15 minutes and your mat, no equipment for this one, and meet me on your back. So we're going to come down straight onto our back, starting off nice and slow today. And we're going to start with our Pilates breath work. So options to take the hands onto the rib cage or down on the mat. Regardless, we're going to take a big inhale here. Think about expanding through that rib cage. And on that exhale, letting it go through pursed lips. Nice. Again, big inhale. And exhale, let it go. So you should always hear your exhale in Pilates. A lot of times people try and hold it in because they don't want other people to hear them, but you shouldn't feel like that. And also if you're doing it at home, no one else cares. So let it go, let it be audible. Nice, so this is the breath that we're going to try and take with us throughout the whole class. Whenever I'm saying inhale, exhale, this is what I'm referring to as that big inhale, thinking about expanding the rib cage 360 degrees, and also on the exhale, pursed lip, and thinking about zipping the belly button up. So engaging through that core, knitting that rib cage together. Lovely. Okay, options, take the hands down now. Shuffle those heels in a little bit closer towards the glutes. Maybe take the hands onto the hip bones if that feels good, or you can just leave them down by your side if you prefer. But we're going to start with some pelvic tilts here. So we're going to send the hip bones away from us, arch the back, and then we're going to bring the hip bones towards us and kind of tuck the pelvis under. So these are just little pelvic tilts, similar to your cat and cow that you do on all fours. We're doing it on our back and it can feel quite different, but it's good. And I always say this in every class that I do this, but so important that you know what it feels like to tuck your pelvis under in this position, because a lot of times when we come into that tabletop position with the legs up, that is the position we're looking for with the pelvis. So moving between those two. And then after this one, I want you to find somewhere roughly in the middle of those two where there's a kind of gentle, natural arch in the back, but nothing exaggerated. Place the hands down by your side. Make sure those heels are nice and close in case they've wobbled away. And from here, we're going to tuck our pelvis under to prepare. Big inhale here, and on the exhale, we're going to push through the heels, start to peel the hips off the mat, rolling up through the spine, lifting those hips up high and squeezing through the glutes. We're then going to slowly lower it all the way back down. Release that pelvis. So you'll see I tuck the pelvis under, I roll it up, squeeze at the top, roll it down, keep that tuck until the last bit where the hips come down, and then release that pelvis back into neutral. Nice. So just again, slow it down, get used to it. Oftentimes with exercise we want to do everything so fast, but actually in Pilates a lot of the benefits come when you slow it down and you control it that little bit more. Nice. Okay, on this next one, I want you to hold the hips up for me. I'm going to start to wake up those legs. So from here, we're going to go halfway down with the hips and then squeeze back up. Halfway down, squeeze back up. Nice. Inhale down, exhale, up. Gaze just goes up towards the ceiling here, maybe slightly on a little diagonal. But we're not yanking our neck in or anything, we're keeping it nice and neutral. Feeling that burn through the legs now. We go 5, we go 4, then you're going to hold it up, 3, 2, hold up on 1. If you can, shuffle those feet a little bit closer together. We're then going to send the weight over to that right leg. We're going to float the left leg up to a tabletop. Send that leg long if you can and flex the foot, so bring the toes towards the shins. Lower that leg down so it's in line with the other leg, then point the toes, send it back up. Lower it down, inhale, exhale, kick it back up. This is an advanced move, so if it feels too much, you might want to lower the hips, lower the leg, and then as the leg goes up, you might want to lift the hips. So option to be here instead. Both are challenging, just slightly different. Nice. We go for 3, and then we're swapping the sides for 2. A lot of strength in that supporting leg. And 1. Lovely. Bend that knee, send the foot down, and then send the hips down. Take a little windshield wiper side to side. That is one way to wake up the legs. It may be on the floor, but it doesn't mean it's easy. Nice. Okay, roll the hips back up when you're ready. Walk the feet in. This time the weight comes to the left side. Float that right leg up, take it up if you can. Don't worry about having a super straight leg, just get it as straight as you can. Flex the foot, lower down. We point to lift. We flex to lower, we point to lift. We inhale down, we exhale up. Option to be here or stay lifted. Nice, we go 3. Keep those hands on that pelvis if you feel like you're losing your stability. 2 and 1. Bend the knee in, take the foot down, lower the hips, take those windshield wipers. Lovely. Okay, we're going to come into a little bit of core here. So staying on our back, we are going to float the legs up to a tabletop position, thinking about that imprinted spine. So where we were in that warm-up with the pelvis tucked under, that's where we want to be just now. From here, on the inhale, we're going to tap our right toes down. Exhale, bring the knee back. Swap sides, inhale down. Exhale back. Lovely. Okay. Options to stay here, which might be more than enough today. Or if you want a little bit more, you can take the hands behind the head, curl up into that curl up position and stay there whilst you take your toe taps. So I want you to keep going, but just listen to my voice. So as you're bringing your leg back, I want you to think about really exhaling, zipping up through the core. Think about the core bringing your leg back rather than the hip flexor itself. So the core, and it's a very intentional movement. It's easy to go like that. I really want you to do it slow and controlled. Think about pulling a lever, pulling that leg back in. Nice. Okay, if you're up in that crunch position, you're going to feel that a wee bit more intense. We go for 4, and then we're adding on. 3, 2, on 1. Option to then, instead of just tapping the toe down, we're going to extend the leg on a long diagonal, bring it back in. Extend it long, bring it back in. Maybe start small. If it starts to feel good and you're all good there, you might want to lower the leg slightly. However, big caveat here, if you lower your leg to a certain length and you notice like here where my back is kind of popped off the mat, my rib cage has flared open, I've went way too low and I've lost control of the core here. So for me, I know I can't go any lower than about here or I lose it. So I want you to check in and find your point. If there's no point being down here doing it and feeling the shakes when you've lost that connection to the core. So keep it at a height so that you can still control. Again, option to be in that curl up position. Still exhaling as we come in. We've got a final progression coming in 4 and then we're out. So let's go 3. Let's go 2. Final progression after this one is take the hands behind the head. Same move, but this time we're bringing opposite elbow up to opposite knee. Send away, and then we switch. Exhale up, inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down. Swapping, keeping going with that. Now, I really want you to think as you bring your elbow up towards your knee, are you really exhaling? Are you really letting that breath go? Are you also really twisting through the spine? We want that nice spinal rotation. It's not just staying here. We really want that nice, bring it over and trying to get that elbow as close to the knee. Focus more on the elbow to the knee than the knee to the elbow and you'll get more of that twist. Lovely. Switching sides. We're going to go for 4 and then we're out with core. Well, main core. 3, 2, 1 and relax the feet down. Maybe hug the knees into the chest. Maybe take a wee rock side to side. Lovely little sideline series. Next, we're flying through this. So I'm going to roll onto your side. Now, if you mirror me, so if you come onto your left side, option to either be on the forearm here, like I am, or if at any point during it, or if to start with, you want to come down for a bit more support, you can take the head onto the arm and stay there with this head and neck. So, regardless of where you're at, we're going to take the legs long. We're going to have the feet slightly in front of the hips, so more of a banana shape here. And from here, we're going to lift this top leg up so it's about in line with the hip. We're going to flex the foot. We're going to send the leg up and forwards. We're going to pulse it twice. We're then going to point the toe and bring it back in line with the body. Quite a lot going on there, so take it slow. So flex the foot, pulse and pulse, sweep it back, hold. Send it forward, pulse, pulse, sweep it back. Get used to that move. It can feel a wee bit strange if you've not done it before. Now, Of course, we are focusing on the leg, but we are never just focusing on one body part in Pilates. So keeping that leg at the same height the whole time if you can. We're also going to think about lifting away with this bottom oblique. We're also going to think about pushing our forearm, if we're up on it, into the mat to keep us lifted. Nice, let's go 2. Check back in with that breath. Let's go 1. Hold it back on 1. Keep that leg in line with the rest of the body now. So if you need to move it slightly further back, that's fine. And from here, we're just going to lift and lower. Doesn't need to tap the ground. It can if you like. Can be smaller than that though. Hand can come onto the hip or it can be in front for a little bit of support. Nice, just keep that breath nice and fluid here. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. We go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Take that leg in, tap out that glute. We're going to stretch out this side and then we're going to straight over to the other side. So short and sweet today. So coming up either into this mermaid position if this feels good, or straight legs if you prefer. We're going to take one arm up and over, so just mirror me again. Take that left arm up and over. Big stretch, and then to the other side. And to make life easy for ourselves, we're just going to swing our legs round and complete all of that on the other side. So again, option to be on the forearm or down with the head on the arm. Legs are going to be straight but feet slightly in front of the hips. Flexing the feet, rolling the shoulders away, lifting through that bottom oblique. Leg comes to hip height, flex the foot. We exhale, exhale, inhale, bring it back. Exhale, exhale, inhale, bring it back. Now that I'm doing this, I actually don't know if I did the breath pattern on the last side with you, but I always say I'm not a purist. I think the breath is so important in Pilates, but my biggest kind of note to everyone is as long as you're breathing, you're not holding your breath, then that's good. I don't want you to hold your breath and pass out. So if you're, kind of get flapping and you're like, oh my goodness, I've lost my breath. When am I supposed to be breathing in and out? Just breathe. Okay, that's the most important thing. You can perfect the breath once you've got the movement down, so don't worry too much. But yes, for this one, we want an exhale, exhale, inhale back. So it sounds like lovely. Okay, pull that belly button in, zip it up, lift that bottom oblique away, keep that leg at the same height. We go 2. After this one, we're bringing it back. Give me those wee lifts. Little lifts, little lifts. We're almost there. Good. Breathe for 5, 4, nice, 3, 2, 1. Tap it. Lovely. Bring yourself up and over. Big stretch here. Nice. And big stretch over. Lovely. We're going to finish with a little plank hover hold. So make your way onto all fours, onto your hands and knees. Stack those shoulders over those wrists, those hips over those knees. Flex the feet and tuck the toes under. Big inhale to prepare here, gentle bend in the elbows. And on the exhale, we're going to lift those knees up a few inches and hold it there. I want you to inhale with me and exhale. I'm going to guide you through it. I'm going to come down, you stay up. I'm pregnant. I want you to exhale, pull it in. Nice. Every time you exhale, pull that belly button away from the mat. We've got 6, 5, lovely, and you're out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower those knees down. Sit the heels back. Maybe take the knees wide and take it down into a child's pose or stretch of your choice. Let that heart rate come down. That was only 15, I say only 15 minutes, not that that's a bad thing, but that was only 15 minutes. And I bet you just feel like you've done a full body workout because you have. Granted, there wasn't a massive amounts of like arm and back in that, but there was so much side body work. Lots of glutes, lots of core, lots of abs. So for 15 minutes, we got a lot in there. So just starting to let that heart rate come down. We'll do a very short stretch, but there are lots of stretching videos that you can tag on to the end of this if you want to make it a little bit longer. But otherwise, just come to a comfortable kneeling position. We'll take one hand down, other hand and up and over, and then switch, and then switch, and then switch, And then we're going to come onto our hands, send the hips up to a wee downward dog, walk the hands back towards the feet, bend the knees, scoop the belly and come all the way up to standing. Maybe take a few wee circles with the hips here, check in with them, and the other way around. Lovely. Final thing we're going to do here is one big deep breath all together. So big inhale, take the arms up. And exhale, let it go, sigh out. Float the eyes back open, and you have completed your 15-minute floor class. Feel free to do this by itself or tag it onto something else, or maybe add a deeper stretch on at the end as well. But you've done amazing. You've shown up for yourself and you should be so proud.